All right, let's shift focus now. A day after a key witness took the stand in New York, the hush money trial is seeing a one-day pause. It will resume on Thursday for further testimonies. Yesterday, witness David Pecker took the stand. He was the prosecutor's first witness, and it was an important one. Before we tell you why a longtime aide of Trump turned against him, let's briefly tell you about Pecker. We need to go back to the year 2015 when Trump first decided to run for the 2016 presidential elections. At the time, this man on your screens, David Pecker, was the chief executive of American Media Inc. AMI used to run a tabloid magazine then. It was called National Enquirer. In its own words, the website produces entertainment gossip and hottest Bollywood happenings. Pecker says that he had the final say over the context of the National Enquirer. In his testimony yesterday, Pecker said that Trump had approached him first, and I'm quoting, "They asked me what can I do and what's my magazine's going to do to help the election campaign. I said what I would run or publish positive stories about Mr. Trump, and I would publish negative stories about his opponents." Prosecutors contend that Pecker was at the center of a plot to boost Trump's chances in the 2016 election. Part of it linking the criminal charge in this trial. Pecker claims to have met Trump's then lawyer Michael Cohen too. This is where the big allegation comes in. Trump had an affair with porn actress Stormy Daniels in the year 2006. To keep it a secret, Trump paid Daniels a sum of $130,000 US. Now that is not the crime. Trump has been accused of falsifying documents to hide this transaction. Michael Cohen was allegedly asked to pay this money. Prosecutors are alleging that Pecker was part of this collusion to ensure that if the story came out, Pecker would use his media firm to either suppress the story or refute it completely. Trump is facing 34 counts of charges. If convicted, Trump could be sentenced to 4 years in prison. This is among the more criminal cases lodged against him, a total of 4. And legal experts say that the ongoing one is the least consequential one. Now for more on this, we are being joined by our correspondent Susan Teherani live from New York. Susan, good to see you. What are you making of the developments that have come out so far this week?
Yeah, so Wednesdays, as you mentioned, are the day that the court won't be in session. It's Wednesdays and the weekends that the former president will have a chance to do some campaigning running for 2024 presidential election. You were talking about David Pecker, and I think one of the most interesting aspects that hasn't been reported much is the fact that Pecker said that he was the one that suggested to former President Donald Trump to go after the women that he had relationships with. And so, we'll have to wait and see to what extent something like this is going to be convincing to the jury that, Donald Trump was responsible for some of the things that he's being accused of doing. So that's one aspect of it. Another aspect of it, of course, is that gag order that we were also following yesterday. Right. The gag order trial, the judge said that he will ultimately decide later on. But we heard that the former president, came out and started talking about Michael Cohen, his disgraced lawyer, once again. So, how much he'll abide by that and how far the judge is going to go is something that I think we're watching as well.
Right. Susan, as you mentioned also, because of this ongoing criminal trial, Wednesdays and the weekends are the only ones when Trump can actually go out and campaign. We are sitting 7 months ahead of elections. Yeah. How do you think this criminal trial, all the 3 that are going to come, are going to affect Trump's popularity or boost his popularity in the elections that we are going to see in November?
So 3 things. First of all, there are polls and reports that those independent voters and undecided voters that are leading towards Trump might go to, and vote for Biden if there is a conviction, not only in this case, but all other cases against him as well. The second thing is he's been able to fundraise from his base tremendously because of these lawsuits and these actions in these courts. The third case is because only Wednesdays and the weekends are free for the former president, he's going to rely on surrogates a lot. His campaign is going to have to rely on them to go out and campaign for him. So possibly we may hear that he'll pick a vice president sooner than later, or a cabinet position that he has in mind for some of the people around him. So that's going to be also noteworthy to see to what extent those surrogates are going to be convincing enough as the president himself with such a colorful personality. Will they be as effective as him going out and campaigning on his behalf?
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.